Have you ever looked through old photos, only to spot your current partner in the background of a picture taken years, even decades, before you ever met? A ghost from your future, hiding in your past. Or have you ever felt a pull towards a stranger, an unexplainable sense of familiarity, as if you've known him your entire life? What if these moments aren't just strange coincidences? What if they're signs of something deeper, a cosmic breadcrumb trail leading you toward your destiny? This is the heart of the viral, invisible string theory, the idea that you're already connected to the most important people in your life, tethered by an unbreakable, invisible thread. It's a beautiful, romantic idea that has captured millions on social media. But the most shocking part isn't just the theory itself. It's that this TikTok trend is thousands of years old, with roots in ancient mythology. And, even more surprisingly, science can help explain why we are so desperate to believe it's real. Fact number 1. The modern phenomenon. If you've spent any time online recently, you've probably seen it. The hashtag invisible string theory has absolutely exploded, filled with millions of stories of incredible serendipity. People are sharing videos of themselves realizing they attended the same concert as their partner years before they met, or discovering their fiancés in the background of old family vacation videos. One user shared a story about living just floors apart from her future boyfriend in a massive apartment building for years, only to finally meet the night before she was set to move across the country. He visited her a week later, and they've been together ever since. These stories are often set to Taylor Swift's song, Invisible String, where she sings, "And isn't it just so pretty to think, all along there was some invisible string tying you to me." That song perfectly captures the modern feel of the theory, a romantic, almost magical force that guides soulmates toward each other, making sure they meet at exactly the right time. This westernized version, boosted by social media, is all about fate, destiny, and the comforting thought that the universe has a plan for your love life. It suggests that every wrong turn, every heartbreak, and every random choice was secretly a step on the path leading you to the one. But as modern as this all feels, its real origins are much, much older. Fact number 2. Mythological roots. The red thread of fate. Long before TikTok or Taylor Swift, this concept existed in East Asian folklore as the red thread of fate. Originating from Chinese mythology, the legend speaks of an invisible red cord that connects two people who are destined to be together. According to the myth, this thread is tied by the lunar matchmaking god, Yue Lao, also known as the Old Man Under the Moon. In the original Chinese legends, he ties the thread around the ankles of destined lovers. In some Japanese versions, it's believed to be tied from a man's thumb to a woman's pinky finger. The color red is deeply symbolic in Chinese culture, representing happiness and good fortune. And unlike a simple crush, this cord is said to be eternal. The legend says the thread can stretch across any distance and get tangled by life's hardships, but it can never, ever be broken. One of the most famous folktales illustrates this perfectly. A young boy is walking at night when he meets Yue Lao. The god points to a young girl and tells the boy that she is his destined wife, connected to him by the red thread. The boy, being young and completely uninterested, is horrified. In defiance, he picks up a rock, throws it at the girl, and runs away. Years pass, and the boy grows into a man. His parents arrange a marriage for him with one of the most beautiful women in the village. On their wedding night, he's captivated by his bride but notices she wears an ornate decoration over her eyebrow. He asks her about it, and she quietly explains that it covers a scar. When she was a little girl, a boy threw a rock at her, leaving a permanent mark. In that moment, the man realizes with a shock that he has married the very girl fate had shown him all those years ago. He couldn't escape his destiny, no matter how hard he tried. This story reveals the core of the myth: fate is inevitable. Your connection to your soulmate isn't just a chance, it's a certainty. The universe has already sealed the deal. Fact number 3. The science of belief. So, why are we so captivated by this idea? This is where we get to the science part. Now, to be clear, there's no clinical proof of literal, cosmic threads connecting us. But the psychology behind our belief in them is incredibly powerful and very well documented. Our brains are hardwired to find patterns. We are story-creating machines. When we experience a coincidence, like finding out we crossed paths with our partner years ago, our minds want to create a story around it. The invisible string theory provides a pre-packaged, deeply satisfying narrative. It takes random events and weaves them into a beautiful story of destiny, which makes our lives feel more meaningful and less chaotic. Some research suggests that believing a soulmate is out there can reduce anxiety and bring a sense of well-being. For anyone navigating the often brutal world of modern dating, the theory offers huge comfort. As relationship therapist Jaime Bronstein explains, it can help people let go of the anxiety of finding someone and allow them to be more authentic. It reframes rejection and heartbreak not as failures, but as necessary detours on a pre-written map. It whispers, be patient. Trust the timing. The universe is guiding you. The concept also reaches far beyond romance. The 2000 children's book, The Invisible String by Patrice Cast, used the idea to comfort children dealing with separation anxiety or grief. It frames the string as a connection of love that links you to anyone you care for, no matter how far apart you are. You can feel a tug on your heart when you miss them, a reminder that the bond is still there. In this sense, the theory applies to any deep connection: the best friend you had instant chemistry with, the mentor who showed up at the perfect moment, or the family ties that last even after loss. It speaks to a universal human need for connection. Fact number 4, the dark side of destiny. But as beautiful as this idea is, it has a shadow side. Relying too heavily on fate can be psychologically tricky. Believing a connection is meant to be can become a trap, causing people to stay in unhealthy or even toxic relationships. That feeling of destiny can be so strong that it's used to ignore red flags and a lack of real effort. It can lead to what psychologists call destiny beliefs, or fatalism, a passive attitude that things will just work out, which discourages the active work needed to maintain a healthy partnership. Research suggests that people with strong destiny beliefs are sometimes less satisfied in their relationships and more likely to give up when challenges appear, because they see struggles as a sign that it wasn't meant to be. When one person feels a destined connection that isn't returned, the invisible string can even be used to justify ignoring the other person's boundaries. Psychologist Dr. Chloe Carmichael warns that while the theory is a lovely metaphor, it becomes a problem when it overrides logic. She suggests some connections might be karmic ties, intense bonds that are there to teach us a lesson and help us grow, but aren't meant to last forever. The string's purpose in these cases is to stretch us, not to tie us down for good. So, the theory is really a double-edged sword. It offers hope and meaning, but it can also blind us to reality. This is a topic with so many layers, and I'm fascinated to hear what you think. Have you ever had an invisible string moment in your life? Do you see it as a beautiful metaphor for connection, or a dangerous fantasy? Share your stories and thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy exploring where science, psychology, and the human experience meet, make sure to subscribe. So, does science prove an invisible string connects you to the one? Well, the title was a bit of a trick question. Hard science says no, there are no literal threads dictating your fate. But the science of human psychology shows, without a doubt, that we have a deep-seated need to believe in them. The invisible string theory is a powerful modern myth built on an ancient foundation. It's a story we tell ourselves to make sense of a chaotic world, to find meaning in random encounters, and to soothe the anxieties of love and loss. It reminds us that our connections matter, that our lives have a story, and that even in moments of deep loneliness, we might just be a few steps away from a knot in the thread finally pulling tight. Maybe the real magic isn't whether the string is objectively real, but in the hope it inspires. It encourages us to look for the patterns, to cherish our relationships, and to believe our lives are part of a story that's still being written. Perhaps the string isn't tying us to a single, unchangeable fate. Maybe it's just pulling us toward the people who will help us become who we were always meant to be. And isn't that just so pretty to think?